Remember when you were younger and the world said you could do anything, be anyone? It was empowering, but it came without a warning label.
I wanted to be an astronaut.
Right? Oh, see that?
Yeah. So Gen X women were the first to grow up in this era of you can have it all. But decades later, the reality is not so pretty. I did read a statistic, Angie, that 20% of us in this age group are on antidepressants.
It doesn't surprise me, but that stat did blow my mind, and it makes sense. Women are burning the candle at both ends. We have corporate pressure, financial burdens, raising kids, caring for aging parents. And oh, don't forget the whole hormonal roller coaster.
Who could forget that one?
The Superwoman Syndrome is a lie, and it's killing us.
Yeah. I know that you struggled with this for many years, the Superwoman Syndrome. What was that like for you in your daily?
Yes, so I'll start back in corporate. I started out in corporate New York. There was a lot of pressure that put me there, but on the outside, I was, as we said, fine. Then I moved out. I entered into entrepreneurship. I ran not one, not two, but three fitness and wellness centers in Silicon Valley
You built those.
from the ground up. And then I threw a couple of kids in there, and
Were they your own kids?
they were my own. So yeah, I was doing it all. And my team I had a 30-person team, so I was managing 30 people.
Yeah.
By the third studio. And I was
That's like
doing it.
relentless pressure on the daily. And as a successful entrepreneur in Silicon Valley, I'm sure you had to, no matter what was going on in the background, you had to present this facade of Superwoman.
Right. I'm in the health and fitness industry. So at that time, it was, this person knows what she's doing to take care of herself. So I was just as confused as anyone else. Like, why this burnout? What's wrong with me? That I can't handle all the balls in the air. Yeah.
So what did that mean for you? What was happening behind the scenes then?
I just remember constantly moving around, like constantly cleaning and putting things. I made dinner every night on top of all of that, which is about. I was cooking every single meal. I was trying to eat really healthfully because it's what I did for a living. So I had my lunch. I was biking to yoga class. When I think about it. So but behind the scenes, yeah, I had a good level of anxiety. When I had to do travel, I couldn't get on planes very well. My kids will tell you those stories. Big panic attacks. There were things that were starting to show up that I didn't know what they were about. So this is where the body really starts to tell you, something's not right.
And I know that you also, there came a point where you didn't want to go outside. You just didn't want to do it anymore, right?
Right.
So you'd be crying a lot.
Yes. As they say, the bathroom floor crying, right? Like I didn't know what was wrong with me, but I was not happy. But as I looked out at my life, these were all my decisions.
Right.
I was supposed to be happy. I think I was right in the middle of the Superwoman Syndrome, as they call it.
Well, I guess the takeaway here, Angie, as I see you today and as we know each other, is you got to give your permission to stop. Give yourself permission to stop.
Yes.
Right?
And this is where Little Wonders, honestly, was born, because I was at the end and I wanted to do things that I could do naturally at home. So ladies, you don't need to keep every ball in the air. And those random socks, they don't always need to be matchy every single day. Trust me, the dishwasher, all of the things that we do every day. I was trying to be perfect at that. Not needed. Yeah.